This is V81 Radio Worldwide. Almighty God, grant us the courage of Jesus Christ, your Son, to face the coronavirus pandemic with trust, strength, compassion, and resiliency. Give us the grace of the Holy Spirit to free us from fear and anxiety, so we may do actions of help and support and look forward to our healing with hope. We pray for the health workers, food liners, maintenance cleaners, logistics abler, government leaders, and volunteers who continuously come together to deliver our daily needs to survive. Guide us from this time of crisis. Preserve us in peace. Protect the weak and vulnerable and those who serve the society during this pandemic. This we ask and pray in Jesus' name, our Savior. Amen. Naghahatid saya sa mga Pinoy, mga kantang tatak Pinoy. Kahit nasan ka man, kami ay mapapakinggan. Streaming worldwide, the future of radio in Manila, California, and Hong Kong. This is V81 Radio.
Malayo ka man sa iyong pamilya, dito ay hindi ka nag-iisa. Tiyak ito'y iyong hahanap-hanapin, dahil ito ang nagpapasaya sa atin.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program anchors and producers and do not necessarily reflect the policies and position of this station. an online program that takes you to all corners of beauty and lifestyle. This is Beauty in a Box, providing insights on how beauty and lifestyle of all kinds will be of help to everyone, may it be in their professional or personal lives, by improving one's confidence. Beauty in a Box, hosted by certified makeup artist and beauty enthusiast Aliya Ambray. This is Beauty in a Box, only here on V81 Radio, South Manila.
Hello and welcome everyone! You are now tuned into Beauty in a Box, a show that takes you all corners of beauty and lifestyle here on V81 Radio Worldwide under the South Manila station. So come and unbox your beauty in a box with me, Aliya Ambray, a certified makeup artist and a beauty enthusiast, and I'm the host for this show. For all our first-timers out here, this is an online program that features beauty and lifestyle of all kinds and provides insight on how they will be of help to everyone, may it be in their professional lives or personal lives, by improving one's confidence. Last week, we had two fitness personalities join us in the show. You can still check out that episode on V81 Radio South Manila's Facebook page or Beauty in a Box Facebook page if you want to be fit-inspired and know about the musts of maintaining a healthy lifestyle. So, before anything else, I'd like to thank today's partner. We have Creations by Wena for giving us some good vibes with their take on the trendy ube pandesal. You can visit them on their Instagram page at by.wena. They offer ube pandesal with cheese and ube halaya filling and brownie bark with sea salt and chocolate chips. So grab your own now because it's always a good idea if it's made by Wena. So today, we'll be learning about some quintessential life skills in this time and generation. Now, more than ever, with everything shifting to online platforms, much more people have been posting on social media, building their online personas and worrying about being presentable for Zoom calls. Grabe, even with prepping for work from home shows that everyone is really now connecting online. To tell us more about how to thrive in an online setting, I've invited two creatives we actively see online to tell us about their tips on how to best express themselves and yourselves on social media, as well as tricks on how to be camera ready. So, stay tuned till the end of this episode to hear all about it. Malay nyo, ma-inspire na kayong simula ng mga YouTube channel nyo or if ever, to start your journey as an influencer. So, alright, now it's time to invite in our creative and talented guests for this afternoon. Let me welcome our first guest. We have Senior PR Executive, live streamer and events host and a vlogger. We have Maki Santos.
Hi Aliya. Thank you for having me.
Hi, Maki. So now we're here in Beauty in a Box. Welcome.
I'm so excited. Thank you.
I'm so excited. So let's complete our group for today. We also have a VJ at Mix Philippines, TV events and podcast host, and also a vlogger. We have Samm Alvero.
Hey guys! Hi Aliya! Hi Maki! Woo! I'm so excited. Oh my God. Grabe yung energy. Nakaka kay Aliya backstage. I was watching you and your energy was like, let's go.
We feel it. We feel it.
Hawa-hawaan lang tayo ng energy today.
Yeah!
We got you. We got you.
Happy Saturday, diba?
Yes.
Let's just get some very good vibes for today. So let me first ask, how have you guys been? Since we're already, second month na tayo ng GCQ, no? I want to first ask how you've both been. So we can start probably with Maki. Sige, Maki.
I've actually been really good. Honestly, I feel like I'm more busy now that I'm home. But in a sense, it's not so stressful since I'm doing everything just in the corners of my house, right? And yeah, as mentioned earlier in your introduction, I'm also a PR executive. So I have a day job and then at night I do live streams. So it gets busy, but in general, I'm happy. It's been fun so far.
Ayan. So, just have fun talaga, even if you're just at home, no? We try our best.
Yes.
How about you, Sam? Sam?
I super relate to Maki na. I think I have more work now, but also it's not a bad thing. I mean, it just keeps me busy, keeps me distracted from a lot of other things. A lot of other things that's been happening around the world. But yeah, parang it's been okay. I've been okay, I think. Wow. But then, syempre, nowadays, kasi diba, there's so many things happening, so it's easy to get overwhelmed. But at the end of the
That's
day,
true.
yeah, diba? So at the end of the day, parang I still feel good. I'm still very blessed, and I'm still very happy. So it's still been pretty good. So yeah.
As long as we're at the end of the day na okay lang tayo, no? Parang push lang, laban lang tayo.
Yes.
Right, ang hirap pala ba lang hindi nakikita ang ating virus.
True.
Exactly.
Diba? So, let's say hi muna to our viewers, no? Baka you have like some of your friends and family, followers watching. Say hi to our viewers today. Ayan, may nakita na sa mga live comments natin.
Hi, guys. Whoa.
Hi guys. Thanks to the Maki Zobians. Hi guys, I see your
Hi.
comment.
Hello, mga
Hi,
Maki.
everyone.
Ate
Hello
Sam
to
and
my
Ate
friends
Maki.
and my family and my fans. Oh, fans. Joke. Hello.
Mga ate Sam, Ate Maki. So, okay. You know, since our topic today is host your confidence, and you're both really good hosts, you're really good at what you're both doing. So, I wanted to ask, before we proceed, no, parang, what has your journey as a creative and online personality been like? Parang, what was your background? How did you start with, hosting?
For me, it started in high school, I think. Like, I feel like all my high school mates would know. Sam is also my high school
I was gonna
mate.
say, yeah, Maki super
Yeah,
high school
it
man.
started in high school. Like, it was just like a hobby because I like talking, performing, things like that. And parang, I guess the teachers just noticed it as well as my schoolmates. They're like, oh, you're good at hosting. You can keep doing this. So it just started there. So I hosted almost every show that we had in Assumption. Like basically, I hosted most of that. And then like when I graduated, it just carried on. I feel like word of mouth na lang din na parang when they have debuts, events, birthday parties, like corporate events, they're like, oh, Maki is like referred to host, something like that. So it just started there. And yeah, I never expected it to be like a real job for me now. So I'm thankful for all the training that my little hosting gigs did in the past.
Ganun talaga, it starts from little gigs eh. Parang natatrain ka talaga, nagpa-practice, di ba? Parang, tapos biglang boom, nag-ano ka na, bigla ka ng...
and the more you practice kasi, the more you get better at it, of course.
Exactly. How about you, Sam? Like, what was
For
like...
me naman, yeah, for me naman, parang I didn't have any background in high school or college for hosting. As in, I was super chill lang kasi. Like, I didn't really care na parang I would just do whatever. I'd just go to school, stuff like that. But then, I think the moment that I auditioned for Mix, that was the moment na I was like, I can be a host pala. Like, when I actually was going through the Mix VJ search already, that's when I started to realize na hosting was something that I could do. Because before that, I had no experience in hosting. I was just really talkative, really loud, but I never really thought that I could be a host. But then after the Mixed VJ search, parang I got more confident and I got to see that side of me naman na I was like, hey, this is really something that I can do. So it was more of that. I didn't really have a lot of experience, but then I kind of just pushed myself there and I just figured it out as I went. So yeah, that's where I actually started also.
I love it. So for our viewers out there, no, you can take it from Sam na you never know talaga if you take a risk or like it's never too late. Na it doesn't matter na before you don't know pala na you have the ability to host or do whatever na you've always wanted to do. Pag once you try it pala, ay, kaya ko pala. Diba?
Yes, exactly.
You never know. It just happens. Ang galing. So, I also want to ask, no, what was your first gig that opened opportunities to where you are now? Like, yung pinakauna na parang main, like, open doors for you. Siguro, what can you remember?
Oh my gosh. I don't remember what in particular, but I think I mentioned earlier, yung mga high school events lang. Like, I feel like those things na like little stuff like when there are performances, like we'd have like competitions between different sections, ganyan, and then they needed a host. It was usually things like that. But in terms of like one that I felt that was more like professional talaga was the first wedding that I hosted. Oh my god, that was really nerve-wracking for me because
Yeah.
weddings only happen once in a lifetime, right? So like you're there's extra pressure on you not to mess up, because if you do it, like you ruin the wedding of the couple, right? Like
Mahal pa ang wedding sis. Ang reception.
Yeah.
when I finally was able to do that, I was really like, okay, kaya ko na to. Like I can keep going at it, keep practicing, and then there it led me to where we are now.
Na, ayun. Very, achiever ka na ngayon. Diba? So, for you, ikaw, Sam, like, what was your first talaga, like, you remember na pinaka, nag-open ng door for you?
It's really mixed for me kasi that was my first ever experience of hosting. And that was the when I really parang realized it nga talaga. And it really opened a lot of doors for me kasi it gave me like a platform to kind of reach more people. And actually the reach, like I didn't expect to be so big. And that's where the pressure actually came for me, that so many people are watching me, so many people will be seeing these things that we put out. So it added like an extra pressure then na parang, which for me kasi I feed off pressure for me. So parang I become better once there's a lot of pressure. So when parang sinalang ako kagad sa mix, I was like, okay, I got this. I can do this, ganyan. Parang I'm scared and I'm pressured, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So it was really from there, and I really, really became a better host.
I love it. Gusto ko sinalang ka na lang. No?
I can't imagine the pressure.
Oo, sometimes it works for some people talaga na pag may pressure, may grace under pressure talaga some people eh. So with that, no, sige, let's start from that, no, Sam. Since you mentioned about mix, how is it going through the mixed video auditions? Ano yung feeling? What was like, ano ba yung, how was the process? How long did it take? And ayun, sige.
Grabe. So I auditioned for the Mixed Video Research in 2018, and I was actually in my last sem in Ateneo for college, just like a few months before I was about to graduate. So I was scared nga na parang, what if yung mga taping days ng mix, ganyan, what if it coincides with like a test or a quiz or something like that. So I was super like praying. But luckily naman, after I auditioned, so there's an audition, sorry. Okay, I'll start there. There's an audition, and then you have to sign up for the audition. And my audition was like 30 minutes long. It was the longest for that year. And then I didn't, because I'm super daldal, and I'm just super like, whatever. So I just kept talking to the person. And it was kind of like, you don't know who you're talking to. It's just a voice. And then I didn't know that I was actually talking to, at that time, the boss of Mix talaga. And I was talking to him like I was talking to a friend. Like, dude, alam mo ba, ganyan, ganyan, ganyan. So super casual, but he was actually the boss of Mix. And then after that, siguro a few weeks after, I found out that I became a finalist for the auditions. And then it was hard for me because I had to balance school plus taping. Yeah, there was like a day na I had to go to school in the morning, go to taping, then come back for a test, stuff like that. So I had to really balance everything talaga. And then, diba, I said nga na I was scared na it was gonna coincide with like tests and stuff. I was lucky that it didn't. But the finals of the VJ search for that year actually happened the same day as of my graduation. So I had to, so I super had to like, oh my God, anong gagawin ko? As in, I cried when I found out. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I can't miss my graduation, but I also can't miss the finals for Mixed VJ Search. And then my mom was telling me, Sam, you're gonna be an adult. So these are all the decisions you're gonna have to make. It's gonna be so hard, ganyan, ganyan. But then she told me na, you graduating is sure na, you passed everything, it's okay. And then she actually kind of told me na, if you miss out on the Mixed VJ Search Finals and you win, how are you gonna feel, diba? Parang like, you're gonna miss out on that whole thing. So I was like, oh my God. Like, so at like 21, or was I 20? I think I was 21 years old, and I was just like, I'm so scared. Like, I didn't know what to do talaga. But then I chose to go to the Mixed VJ Search, and then boom, I won. So yeah, and then now I'm here. So yeah, it was a crazy journey for me, but it was a lot of risk also. So but then it really, really paid off naman.
I love how may lesson tayo today na, risk taker pala tong ating si Ate Sam. Very risk taker. Nagbabay siya sa kanyang graduation ceremony. Yeah. She's now DJ Sam and Mix, diba? So, it really, sometimes risks are very maganda yung return niya sa'yo.
ROI.
ROI siya eh.
Oo.
Risk on
Risk on investment.
Okay. Okay, so how about you, Maki? Kasi right now, you're so busy. Every day kang nagla-live stream with Shopee, di ba?
Yeah.
Meron to mention that na you're a Shopee live streamer, di ba? So, how did you get into that live streaming or like, even before Shopee, how did you start with going on live online?
For Shopee, it's so opposite from Sam's because Sam's was like an audition, it was a competition. But for Shopee, it literally just fell on my lap. You know what I mean? Like they just messaged me and then asked me that like, oh, we saw that like you host and stuff. Would you be open to live stream for Shopee and things like that? And then I was really like, oh my gosh, I was so surprised that I got that. And my first thought talaga when they messaged me was, kaya ko ba? Because first of all, I have a day job, diba? So it's like it's a 9 to 6 thing that I have to do. And then I was like, I don't know if I can do it. Can I do it after work? And then they said, yeah, you can do it like 9 p.m. and stuff. Like they had slots kasi for like the whole day. So I was like, okay, this sounds like something that I might be able to do. So of course I had to ask permission from my superiors, from my bosses, if I could do it because there might be like conflict of interest since I work in a PR company and sometimes like before our client was one of the competitors of Shopee. So syempre like there could be a conflict of interest. So I had to ask permission first. But luckily naman like everything all was well and they're actually very supportive with what I do. The only requirement lang, of course, and also for me, I make sure na my day job doesn't get sacrificed. It's not compromised. Like I'm still able to deliver everything that I need to and at the same time do well in my side job or my hosting life career. So it's really opposite from like I'm trying to imagine nga if it were me that I joined the competition. Oh my god, I'm already getting like right now.
Precious.
Diba? And like thinking pa that like Sam didn't have like background. Diba? Like I can't imagine. So props to you, Sam.
Thanks, girl. But props to you then. Because, you know, you did she also took a risk. Oh,
diba?
Oo.
Yan, yun tayo sa taking risks.
Diba, sarap yung title pa ng episode natin, mga The Risk Takers. Anyway, kasi actually, no, lots of people would want to know then how you both got into where you are right now. Kasi maraming aspiring hosts, aspiring DJs, aspiring online live streamers. And I also have like one of my good friends na wanting to be like you guys na very good fan nga siya ninyo eh. Her name is Gia. She's watching right now and she's been wanting to know like ano yung background nyo. So sabi ko, sige, pag-usapan natin dito yan.
Cute.
Ang cute, diba? So,
Hi,
okay.
Hi, Gia.
So, okay, so another question lang bago tayo mas maging serious, no? How do you separate being Maki Santos, live streamer of Shopee, or Samm Alvero, mixed VJ, when you put out your personal content? Because of course, when you're online, you have a brand na eh. You're Maki Santos, or live streamer, VJ Sam. At the same time, you want to put out yung sarili mong like personal life, diba?
Yeah.
How do you both separate that from yung personal content and branding nyo?
I was laughing because for me, with everything that I've been doing, it's hard for me to separate nga because I think my branding quote unquote by myself talaga is really being real and just authentic and raw. So parang it's hard for me to separate because it's hard for me then to filter sometimes. So I just say a lot of the things and I do a lot of the things that I just want to say and I do a lot of the things that I want to do with which comes with responsibility also, of course. So I think for me, it's a matter of just being responsible with what you put out there. It's not so much like trying to conceal this part of your life. It's more of just like being yourself, but also being responsible with being yourself. So yeah, for me, it's like that.
I love being yourself and responsible. So I love it. We'll get into that more later, no? I want to know about that talaga. How about you, Maki? How do you separate yourself, like brand?
For me, like Sam was right. Like I was really like contemplating while she was talking. I was like, is there really like a big difference with how I present myself as a live streamer or not? And I realized that generally no parang who I am as a person, it's the same. Kasi it's a live stream.
Yeah.
Like I was sharing with them backstage that I talk to myself basically. It's not like this. Diba? Like it's not like this na I can talk to Aliya, I can talk to Sam. Like we can like converse easily. But when I do live streams, it's like a completely different game. Kasi when you're hosting, it's like you lead the program or whatever, you have guests, they also do other stuff, but when it's live streaming, it's just you, like me, myself, and I, girl, like what? So it's just yourself lang, so you can't, like for me, I can't really like change how I am because I'm not gonna last an hour or so when I live stream if I'm trying to be someone different. So, but I think the only difference talaga, like super slight ano lang, when I live stream, I make sure that even if it's like something about my interests and stuff, I make sure that the things I say are relatable also more importantly to the people watching me. Because if it's a live stream, if they can't relate, they're gonna leave. They're not gonna keep watching you, diba? So I make sure that I'm myself, but also at the same time, I make sure that I cater to my market as well. So, and it's different for different platforms. The Shopee viewers are different from Instagram, from YouTube. So, like, I think the difference lang, I myself pa rin. Pero in each kind of platform, like, there's the way I communicate changes. But yung ako pa rin yun. Does that matter? Like, you get that?
Yeah, I get you. I get you.
Yeah. So I think that's it.
It's nice to hear those kasi, you know, some people when you're online, minsan, of course, you have to change para, okay, ito na ako, I'm online. Iba siya pag sa labas, di ba? May ganun tao eh. So, that's why we want to know that kasi some people separate their branding into their personal lives, which is sometimes, kasi they have to. So that's why I want to ask you both about that, like your take on it. So I'm so thankful you shared that with us today. So thank you all for talking. Yes, Maki.
Sorry, I was thinking lang that I feel that that's like, for me, I'm not like a celebrity or whatever. It's really like I'm a normal girl.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I think that's where the boundary is. Because if you're a celebrity, that it's different how they carry themselves talaga on TV. Because syempre, there are more eyes looking at them. But for us, although there are people like following us, ganyan, like I don't, parang there's less pressure to change how I am.
Yeah.
Feel ko nga
agree.
Oo. Pag like more audience nga siguro, pag wider yung reach mo, mas na-filter mo talaga yung self mo, no? So, ayan. So, let's go to like topic na expressing yourself truly, confidently, and responsibly. Because that's very important now. Especially with social media, it's so easily spread na wider reach tayo ngayon. Isang share lang yan, boom, boom, boom. Ang dami na makakakita, ang dami makakanood. So ngayon nga, no, let's talk about what type of content do you usually put out. So, how close is it to the real you? So, okay, I think we kind of talk about it, but let's discuss it more. So let's start with DJ Sam. Okay, sige. Like, what type of content do you usually put out, and how close is it to the real you?
Well, for example, like for mixed stuff, it's a lot of collaboration between a lot of people. We have a lot of producers also who help us conceptualize like the things that we put out. But like what I said a while ago, especially on mix, because it was through mix that I realized that I don't know how to be anyone else but myself. As in, I really don't know how. It's just me putting myself out there and just bahala na kind of like attitude when it comes to like who I am. Like if people like me, then that's great. If people don't like me, that's also okay. So it's like kind of mix became that instrument for me to kind of find myself and see how people are able to relate to me. But surprisingly, people are like, at first kasi I thought people weren't gonna get me because I have a really, really background that people can, often take as super maarte. Because for example, like Assumption, then I graduated from Ateneo pa. So it's like a whole like, grabe talaga. I'm just, yeah.
Ano yan, sa, pag crowd, ganun kasi, diba?
Yeah, exactly.
You
Yeah,
present.
there's a perception like that. But then over time, people saw na I wasn't really trying to be anyone else. Na they're like, okay, she's okay pala. Like, she's not really being maarte. That's just really how she is. So when it comes to the content that we make a lot of vlogs on Mix. I also have a show called Pop Cultured, which I think became talaga the vehicle for me to really express myself and show people who I am. Kasi yun nga, people do have a perception of me being maarte and I like expensive things. That's what I
Oo.
see a lot about what people say about me. But through that show, parang I will eat, as in, I will eat on the streets of Manila, like super random, sa kalye lang talaga, like super, it's just, it really showed them that I'm really just like a normal person. I don't really,
Oo.
I'm not really maarte, I'm just really being this way. So yeah, I think it was through the vlogs, especially pop culture, that people saw who I really am as a person. Naman. So yeah.
My God. And then, actually, may fan ka nga dito, si Christian Clemente. I love DJ Sam.
Hi, Christian!
As this mix. Sabi niya. So, I think that's how, maganda yung impact mo sa, mo talaga sa mixing pop culture episodes mo. I love
Yeah.
being able to bring out the real you talaga, na wala kang filter. You're just being you. Hindi pa ako parte. I can eat street food. Kumakain pa ako ng kwek-kwek.
Kasi from, the high school of me, Maki, our high school, it's super notorious, di ba? Yung parang we make tusok-tusok the fishball.
Oo,
That's
fish
all.
That's not true.
Exactly!
Oh.
So we're like, no, challenge that. So yeah.
I love it. At least napakita mo na yon. So, bye. Bye to that assumption. Ano ba? So, how about you, Maki? So, what type of content do you usually put out and how close is it to the real?
Before I started doing Shopee Live, if you check my social media, it's really travel. Kasi, like, apart from the fact that I like traveling, I'm a tourism major also. So, I graduated studying tourism. So, talagang interest ko yung travel. So, in that sense, it's not far from the real me because I travel a lot. Like, there are times parang before the pandemic, every weekend, I'm somewhere else, climbing a mountain or in a beach. So it's very me talaga. And then now that there's a pandemic and it's, we can't really go out, my content really has shifted. As in, I would say na it's not that iba na siya or like I changed personally because no naman. It's just that my interests evolved na rin. Like now I talk more about food. Like in my Shopee live streams every Friday, I do mukbangs. So yeah, like I was sharing with you guys last night that I ate like 7 bowls of rice and like burgers, and then I review the food. So parang it really shifted from travel because I made sure that syempre the content that you put out is relevant then. So now parang those are the usual content that I put out, like more on food, more on things that you can do at home. Like you can see all the plants here. Ang dami ko pang other plants in my room, but also about learning how to be like a plant halamam or something, or like even diba, being a fur rent. like
Current lang naman.
your content evolves talaga based on what you do rin or the circumstances. And with Shopee, usually it's all my interests. I have like on Sundays I do like a singing bee. So my viewers get to like play with me, like they guess the next lyrics of the song, mga ganyan. And then on Mondays, I also like to talk about feelings kasi I'm a very ma-feelings person. So on Mondays, my contents are about like, I call it Marupok Mondays. So that's something that like every Monday, like we talk about different stuff on relationship, love, mga ganyan. And honestly, I'm surprised that my viewers love that topic so much. As in, patok na patok when you talk about love. So,
Yeah.
diba? Like,
Malakas yan talaga sa tao. Pag
like,
Oo.
even wala kang pinagdadaanan, parang wow, masakit. Like, so yeah, it really evolves and it really depends then on, it's still about my interest, but it depends like what's in and what's relevant now.
I love it. Kasi totoo, I'll quote you on that. No, I think what you really should put out talaga yung relevant and yung
Yeah.
something that you can relate to yourself din kasi. Of course, kasi what you're enjoying din, mas makikita yan sa viewers mo na you're enjoying what you're doing. Tapos, mas ma-entertain yung mga viewers mo na, si Ate Maki, nag-enjoy ng ganyan. So, mas siguro mag-enjoy ko ng diba? Ganun eh. Actually, ito nga, may isa kami dito, may viewer. We have Debbie Fabroa. I love your topics, Ate Max.
Thanks,
Ate
Debbie.
Max. So, ayan, Marupok Mondays. It's also, I love Marupok Mondays. So, guys, check out her live streams. May mga Marupok Mondays para sa mga Hugot Nation nating mga people. So, okay, so now that we've talked about like your type of content, so let's now discuss like your brainstorming process. Kasi mahirap kaya mag-isip ng what type of content and like what do you put out there. So, how do you plan it? How do you execute it? Diba? Or do you plan ahead talaga? Or what's in the in now? Sige, game. Who can start?
Go ahead. No, okay.
No pressure tuloy. Go ahead.
For me, when I create content, example for my live streams, as mentioned earlier, yun nga, like, I try to have like a theme per day para people look out for something. Parang they're like, oh my God, it's Monday again. I'm gonna watch Marupok Mondays. Or, oh, it's Friday again. It's Friday Mukbang Day. Stuff like that. And then, also in between, I make sure na the topics I talk about are also things that are personal to me, but are still relatable to other people. So how I do it is, as in very OC ako, as in meron akong calendar. So I make like a calendar for the whole year. And then, ayan, like I plot my topics there to make sure na parang for the whole month, it's coherent. So very OC ako when I work, parang talagang, even for something creative like this, you can really see na yung work ethic ko in my real job, it still translates na, okay, there's a chart, there's a parang plan. Like, it's very organized for me. And also, I do a lot of research rin kasi some people can just carry on like a live stream na 1 hour, walang script, walang outlines, walang anything. But for me, I'm very, organized in a sense na I research, I make an outline, and then parang it's not a script kasi it's still very spontaneous, but I have a guide on the points that I have to say. So, that's my brainstorming process. Medyo mahirap kasi as I was sharing with Samm and Aliya kanina, like if you've been live streaming for so long na, mauubusan ka talaga ng topics or parang I know maraming topics out there, but later on talaga parang you're just like mental block kasi you can't really talk about something that you don't know much about. Kasi it's going to show na fake news ka.
Yeah. Fake news talaga. Oo.
Diba? So, yon.
Totoo yun. It's nice talaga. Ang hirap. I can't imagine being si Maki kasi everyday ka ba naman.
I know, right?
Topic ko, ano bang relevant today. Ayoko naman, dito tayo, ma-fake news nga, sabi. So,
that's talaga.
Very, very risky din. So, how about you, Sam? How do you brainstorm your content for your episodes sa Mix?
I just want to say props to Maki talaga because she does everything by herself. Yung mga sequence ganyan, outline everything for the whole like month, let's say. That's crazy. Kasi for me naman, we have a team then who helps us. And then for example, we also have a podcast kasi. It's called the Mix It Up Podcast, which happens 3 times a week. And we're 4 to 6 people per episode. So parang we all brainstorm together. And I super get what Maki was saying also. Parang if you do live streaming all the time, you're really gonna run out of things to say. So, and then we're like 4 to 6 people pa. So sometimes really mental block, like, what can we talk about? But then, for us on kasi, we like to talk about, for example, for us, we're the Baguettes Nation. So we're like the younger people. And with the younger people, we like to talk about issues that not a lot of people talk about, that a lot of Gen Z people are going through, or people will need advice for the certain issue, like, for example, cancel culture, or dealing with baby boomers as a Gen Z person, stuff like that. So we like going back to what Maki said, it's making things relevant and thinking of relevant things to talk about, with each other, but also with everyone in our audience who's interacting with us as well. So we like to circle around that and always think think of what relevant thing can we talk about today that we personally relate to, but also our audience relates to. So it's mostly like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. I love it talaga. Kasi in this episode, we can see the variety here. Kasi si Maki, she works solo. She works alone. Or guys, and tapos si Sam here, she, of course, may team as she mentioned, na someone helps her out. So, for our viewers out here na wondering like how they put out their content, you can do it like with that someone who can help you, and you can also do it solo. Kasi kaya mo naman yun. If you really want to like have your own online platform, ask your help. You can have your friends also help you think about content.
Yeah.
I'm sure like your friends are also like will be able to help you out then. So, sabi nga dito ni Celine, our friend si Celine Salveloso, sabi niya, Maki, content queen. Hi, Aliya, Maki, all
Hi,
talented.
Celine.
Thank you. Hi, Sal.
And we have Jordan din organized. Yes, that's true. Kasi parang when you put out something online, it's better na may guide. Ganyan din ako. I also have a guide. Kasi delikado na, mamaya mawala ka sa...
That's hard.
Mamaya mabento block, live pa naman. So parang...
Yeah.
mahirap na parang, kunyari na lang, nawalan ka ng internet. yung mga
Read ka na lang.
Stop moving it.
So, in relation to like mga live stream, of course, uso din ang mga live comments. Minsan, may mga comments din na, may mga bashers, may mga judgers, diba? Or like, not just for live, may mga comments on your Instagram posts or like Facebook na may mga...
Yes.
Diba? So like, parang in this day, uso na ang what you call, as Sam mentioned, na cancel culture. So for those watching or listening that are not aware of what cancel culture is about, so parang it's more of like, think about a famous person or anyone who has said or done something that has caused a controversy. Tapos most probably that person has been parang quote-unquote canceled. So it may not even happen to famous people, but anyone who has said or done something that has gone viral, diba? Parang some may agree na parang it's proper, that some may agree that's proper, but some may agree na it's not necessary then. Kasi cancel culture could also mean parang publicly shaming someone. Parang when you see a viral post on Facebook, tapos you can easily believe that story and easily find it offensive, diba? Parang, ayan, tas dami na mga comments. So it's easy to make up a story now online and then share it na. Tapos yung reputation ng person is destroyed and hindi na pwedeng mag-speak up. So as you're both like online creators, like how have you ever dealt with bashers or like judgers, and what do you think of cancel culture? Yung ganun.
Well, for me, I wouldn't really call them bashers naman.
Yeah.
I would say syempre everyone judges naman everyone. And I feel like that's a normal thing. Yeah. And especially if, for example, for us, they only see us online or on the internet, so they don't really know our whole being. So they only see a side of us that, it's easy for other people to judge. But, like the very common comments I get about myself is that I'm maarte, I'm like this, the way I talk is so maarte, stuff like that. Like that's really the most those are like kind of the most comments I get. And at first it was really hard for me because I never really thought the way that I was maarte. And I was just really like I'm maarte. But then over time I realized that, okay, I get it. I am kind of maarte. but then at the same time, I always tell myself, like, why is being maarte bad if that's just really how I am? I'm just really a girl who knows what she wants in life. And, I'm just owning being a girl. So it's not really a bad thing. So every time that someone calls me maarte, I'm like this, I'm like that. I'm always just like, well, I'm being myself. And if you don't like me, that's okay. It's like, I'm not forcing you to like me naman. It's like, it's really up to you. And then, so yeah, parang now I don't really get as bothered na then because they only see one side of me na naman. And I know in my heart that I'm a good person. Wow! Well, I know in my heart that I'm a good person. So like, I don't really get bothered. And as for cancel culture naman, before I was really like, wow, cancel culture is such a big thing. Like I used to be amazed by it kasi I love the drama of it. Parang konting reveal. Diba? You just watch it. You don't really participate. Parang you just watch yung mga updates. I was like, wow, cancel culture, grabe. And I also think there are two sides to it kasi like cancel culture at one point, like, it can be very toxic kasi as you said, Aliya, parang publicly shames people, it can destroy careers. But on the other side naman, it's also positive in a way na it holds everyone accountable, especially for online personalities to always be responsible for what we say, what we put out. We can't put out fake news out there kasi boom, maka-cancel na tayo. So you have to really do your research. And I think there are really two sides of it to it. You just really have to be responsible with everything that you do. And you have to be respectful then at the same time. So
Yes.
yeah.
That's exactly why talaga. We have to be, kasi pag online ka, just because you're someone credible, you know what I mean, di ba? Doesn't mean that you have all the means to say whatever you want. And parang, kasi people can easily believe you din eh, di ba? Parang, so you can't easily spread that. And, you know, delikado yan sa tao. Diba? So how about you, Maki? Have you dealt with like may mga critics? Let's just call it critics.
Critics.
Yes.
Not very favorable to you. Parang gano'n.
For me naman, honestly, it's not like a big thing na parang like canceled by like thousands of people. It's not like that, but it's more like, you know, those little people that comment na parang you're so feeling ganyan. Kasi like first of all, I never, as I mentioned earlier, this whole social content creator world, like it was never something that I dreamt of talaga. You know what I mean? Like hindi ko siya in-expect. So when it came to me, I grabbed the opportunity, did parang worked on myself, did good at it. And then obviously there's some people na parang they're gonna say na parang you're so feeling like me pa as a person, I'm super extra. Like, I'm extra in everything I do. You know, like parang very energetic, very OA in a sense. So, sometimes for some people, it comes off na parang you're so feeling, ganyan. And honestly, for me, parang I thought about it like what Sam said. Like, when people say comments about you, syempre, I take it in. And then I think about it na parang, is it true or is it not true? Pag totoo, and I see that there's nothing wrong about it. Like, there's nothing wrong about being extra. That only means na I never do anything half-baked, diba?
Yes.
You know, 100% in everything I do. So there's nothing wrong about that. But parang also in my live streams, I do singing bee, diba? I know naman that I'm not a singer talaga. So I sometimes marami akong haters dyan na parang, ang boses mo, wag ka na kumanta, mga ganyan. And at first, parang, because we have that option na parang in our live stream, if people are harassing you already, you can ban them. But for me naman, like, I don't find the need to ban them, but I acknowledge it. As in, I say it talaga na parang, kunwari, I'll say, sabi ni Christine Elihio, pangit daw yung boses ko. Then I'll say, thank you. Alam ko naman na hindi po talaga ako singer. What I'm doing is to entertain you guys. So parang, I acknowledge then na I'm not perfect, I'm not the best. So if may mga pagkukulang and they don't like it, it's okay. And what I do rin, I really point out all the time na I know hindi ako singer. I know hindi maganda yung boses ko. Pero what I'm doing is to entertain. Hindi naman siya yung point na parang I'm really forcing it like I'm out of tune or whatever. It's just that I'm not a singer. But, you know, it sounds okay naman. So really, that's just how I handle it. Na if it isn't anything bad, I take it in and then just keep going. And also when you think about it, if there are 10 people who say, oh my God, your live streams are so fun, I love your personality, and there's just one person that hates you, like, don't change who you are just for that one person, diba? That you learn, you really can't please everyone. Kaya go lang ng go, be who you are.
Yes. That's true. Kasi it's nice to hear from you both. Kasi there are many people who are very hesitant to start their online platforms because they're scared of mga comments, of what people will think about them. And, you know, parang parang may mga judges to say, why is she putting out that content? Why is he putting out that type of like videos? And that's what exactly kasi what we're trying to share here na madali na magkaroon ng mga parang haters na yon. So, take it from Maki and Sam na, you know, just be yourself, enjoy lang what you're doing. Paki ko ba, ako kasi to eh. I'm enjoying it. As long as I'm not doing anything bad to harm you. Diba? Parang I'm not harming you. I'm not hurting you. Diba? Like, ano ba? Sinasaktan ba kita ng boses ko? So, that's nice. It's really nice na we brought this up kasi very easy na ngayon mag-bash and stuff. So, you know, just accept it, acknowledge it, or like, at the same time, masarap lang mag-deadma eh.
That's
Then,
true.
wala. Just do you, whatever, enjoy, diba? So we have here a question from Christian Clemente. What is VJ Sam's reaction sa mga fans na ginagaya siya because of her big payong? Yung big payong mo sa mix.
Yeah, my big bang is my sidekick, Char. Pero, I get kilig when people copy me because it's like, it's very, nakakakilig siya because I never really thought na, for example, like the big bang was something I just randomly said kasi I'm konyo, quote unquote. So I just said it out and like, it just came out of my mouth. But like, I get kilig because people, right, they like it and they find it funny and they do it also. Like people send me pictures, they send me videos. So nakakilig siya for me. So thank you to everyone. Well,
No, it's nice kasi, of course. No, may mga people get inspired by what you're putting out there. So, that's what your takeaway from people copying you. Parang, I don't call it, siguro, let's not see it as copying. It's more of like,
Yeah.
inspired by. Diba mga
yeah,
ganon?
inspired by,
It's a
yeah.
compliment, honestly.
Yeah.
It's a compliment.
It's a compliment. We have a comment here, from Miss Jigs Aguirre. Agree, feedback is good. Let's acknowledge it for improvements. Ako, ganyan din ako. When someone tells me something na of course, not favorable to what I like, but it's something I like hearing kasi mas na-improve ko yung what I'm doing yung craft ko, diba? Parang, Aliya, parang masyado kang blah, blah. So, I lessen it. So, parang kasi what Maki said today, you can't please everyone. So, they're your audience diba? Even if you're enjoying what you're doing, you're putting out this content for people to watch then. So, this, parang that criticism is nice at the same time. So, parang just to improve at what you're doing. So, in relation to this naman, so how do you responsibly voice out your opinions and advice to people? So, what do you consider before posting any content or speaking out?
I make sure that it is the truth. That's the number one thing that I really, really value. Like, before I put anything out, I make sure that I educate myself. Totoo ba yung gusto kong sabihin? I read up about it. Is it honest? And also another thing is if it's true, like it's really what I feel, diba? If it's like example, like little things lang, like about political matters, okay, that's really something I'm super careful about. But even little things like recommending food, like when I do mukbangs, pag sinabi kong masarap, of course, I have to make sure it's the truth and I'm honest. Kasi if people get influenced and they buy that product, tapos they taste it and then hindi masarap, then syempre they'll be like, oh my gosh, grabe si Ate Maki, parang sinasabi niya masarap pero hindi naman masarap. So the parang they lose the trust in you. They're gonna stop believing what you say and they're just gonna say na parang she's just saying masarap kasi it's they sent it to her and she wants to be nice. Pero for me, like I really, really, really try my best. It's difficult kasi syempre if some brands are very generous and then very generous to you, syempre in the back of your head, like you really have to be nice to them too in return, diba? But for me, I'm very careful na everything I put out there is the truth and that I'm honest. Kasi the last thing that I want to happen is for the people who watch me, to follow me, to stop believing in me, diba? Like, and I think that's the best thing talaga that you should do if you want to really build a community, a following, or to take care of the people that listen to you. Like you have to be honest.
Honestly. Diba? That's what the topic of this, bilang expressing yourself truly and responsibly, diba? To have the confidence to go like online platform. That's nice, Maki. Thank you for that. How about you, Sam?
I'm also same with Maki because, for example, with pop culture, it's very anchored on honesty also. Because in the start, I had no credibility at all because I was a new VJ, no one really knew who I was. And when I review food, I'm really, really honest. And no one would believe me when I would say it was good, if it didn't taste as good. So no one really believed me. But over time, I was able to build that credibility and, from being honest. That's why I put a lot of weight on being honest as well. Like that's also the number one thing that matters to me is honesty, especially when I put myself out there and, for example, sharing my life with other people, I really have to be honest because, especially now in the internet, everyone can find anything about you,
Yes.
anything you put out. They will really, really like find out anything. That's why it's number one thing to be honest, especially now where resources are free also at the same time. Like everyone can just Google anything. You guys have to, really be responsible with whatever you put out there. So, for example, like what Maki said, I also educate myself on issues, like, for example, political issues. If I don't know and someone asks me about it, I will literally tell them I really don't have a lot of
Something
knowledge
that.
about this topic because that's okay. I feel like we have to normalize that kind of honesty. Then, like, I don't know and I want to learn, but I don't know anything yet. So
Yes.
it's also that. And aside from honesty, it would also be being respectful. I think that's also one of the most one of the things that a lot of people tend to forget when they're on the internet, not just because they're anonymous or you can't see
Oh my
their
God.
face, and they can just say whatever they want. So I think when it comes to posting and putting myself out there, I have to be really respectful of myself and also of other people. Because
Yeah.
once you put it out there, it's gonna be there, even if you delete
Forever.
it the next
Mm-mm.
minute, but someone will already see it. So you really have to be respectful of everyone that's involved, including yourself, and you have to respect yourself. So it's honesty and respect. Yeah.
Yeah, and so for our viewers out there, let's take it from Maki and Sam to have honesty, true content and respectful content also, because this can apply to even just those people who post lang on Facebook. It can be harmful to people on Instagram stories. Little things like that can it's Andiyan na yan eh. Kasi once it's online, it's there forever. Yan na yun. Kahit na hindi ka, like, you don't have everyone has their own platform, may it be big or small. It's still a platform, so we all have to be careful. And like what Selena Bugia said here, be authentic, be responsible.
Mm.
Diba? Totoo yan. So, lots of people now, very uso na maging vlogger, very uso na very uso na go online. So, what would be your advice for those aspiring or hesitating to start vlogging and building their online platforms, or overall just want to express themselves authentically online? So, tips for aspiring TV events hosts also.
Mhm.
Like,
I think for me, my advice would be first of all to just do it. Like me and Maki, we just did
yeah,
it. Like, diba? Just take the risk. Yeah, as we keep saying, just take the
yes,
risk. If you want to do it, try it. If you'll see naman if you like it or if you don't like it. So you will never know if you don't try. So you really
yes,
have to just take that first step. But also at the same time, it's so cliche that every time someone asks me for advice on how to be a vlogger or a host, it's so cliche when I say this, but it's so true. It's just to be yourself and don't be afraid. Because now, especially on the internet, everyone's on the internet. And if you're not being yourself, I feel like more and more people are becoming better at realizing who's not being true to themselves and people who are
yes,
not authentic, diba? You can really sense now the people are just, for example, being joining the bandwagon, they're not being themselves. So I think the best weapon that you would have in this kind of industry is to really be yourself and to be true to yourself. As cliche as it is, I swear it works. That's my secret at least. So you should definitely
I
just
love
do it.
that. Yung weapon, the best weapon is
Yeah.
being yourself. Totoo. Totoo yan. Pwedeng panglaban yan sa lahat. Just be yourself.
Yeah.
Diba?
Mm.
How about you, Maki? Like, what would be your advice for those aspiring vloggers or hosts?
Sam is right. Totoo yung sinabi niya na just go for it. Kasi, like, as I was saying then a while ago, this was never something that I thought I would be doing professionally talaga, diba? But I just went for it. And also another advice would be to practice,
Yeah.
diba? Because we are in an industry na very creative, very out there, and you don't stop learning talaga. Like, even if, like me, I could say na I've been hosting for 10 years, including all those little ones where I started. It's 10 years, but I can't say that I'm the best already because
Yeah.
I'm not. You'll never be the best. There's always going to be someone better than you. So you have to keep practicing, keep evolving, diba? You have to keep getting better at it. And I always say this also to other people that ask me like how. Kasi like, it also, you have to learn how to be adaptable rin to the different markets that you're going to host at, different markets you're going to cater to. Like, for example, as mentioned earlier, yung vlogs ko, like on YouTube, that's different. When you're hosting a wedding, the market is different. The way you present yourself is different. When you're hosting a children's party, iba rin yan. When you're hosting a live stream on Shopee, that's different. When you're hosting for a brand, a high-end brand like, let's say, Makeup Forever, it's different rin. So you have to learn how to practice different kinds of hosting things rin. But at the same time, you stay true to yourself. So it's a lot when you think about it na parang, okay, I have to adjust to like this market and then adjust to like a more formal one, adjust to a more magulo one. Pero like in all honesty, mahirap talaga siya. That's why you have to keep practicing, listen to other people's advice, learn from other people also, watch other people, see how they do it, and then learn from them. So yon, practice talaga, and also at the same time, be true to yourself. Kasi nga, if not, wala, people will stop believing in you, they'll stop following you, they'll stop supporting you. Kasi bored na lang sila na parang you're pretending to be someone you're not. Diba?
Yes.
So, just be yourself. That's, tama si Sam, that's like the number one key. The key talaga to putting yourself out there and succeeding at it.
I love that. I'll quote you on that nga kasi yung parang sa be yourself nga. Kasi for me, I see it as then when you put out something online, you're building a relationship then with your audience. So you have to think about who is watching and what type of like market yung parang binibigyan mo ng content. So I like that how you say na iba yung sa YouTube, iba yung sa Shopee, iba yung sa like we make high-end brands, diba? Of course, you have to adjust. And I love how some of our viewers, our friends are saying here. We have Shaka Dialani here, hashtag you do you indeed. Haters keep us going.
Yes.
Our other fans here, Trish Benson, precisely, you do you and just enjoy what you're doing as long as you're not inflicting harm on anyone. Don't let the haters stop you from doing your thing.
Your thing. Yeah.
And we have here Iggy Vargas. It's all about work ethic. And diba? It's very nice. And tsaka Cashton 1. Love it, Maki. Practice and prepare. I love how you also mentioned na you have to learn from other people then. Kasi some people tend to ignore that eh. Parang ako ano kayang pwede kong ano na lang. I'm thinking by myself. But other people, you have to learn those who have been doing it also for a while na rin. Diba? Parang it's nice to learn from experts. It's nice to learn from people. Even your friends, kasi may mga constructive comments din sila.
Yes.
It's nice. I love that. Learn from people then. You never stop learning talaga. It never.
Yeah, that's true. Learning
So,
never stops.
Learning never stops.
Yeah.
So, for our aspiring vloggers, their hosts, never stop lang guys. Don't hesitate. Take it from Sam and Maki. Kasi madami dyang na parang nahihiya ako, baka ayaw sa akin. Maraming ganyan. Maraming lang ganyan.
They try to be someone else, yung idol nila. Pero you can use them as inspiration, but don't be them because you'll never be them. Diba? So just know,
that's true.
right? That's the number one thing talaga.
Yeah. So thank you guys for sharing with us the advice for speaking ourselves best online. So now that we've tackled the things to best grow our online content and voicings on the inside, let's now look into how we can completely execute it now on the outside. But before that, we'll be going on a short break. So please stay tuned and we'll see you in a bit.
We'll be back shortly. This is Beauty in a Box on V81 Radio, South Manila. Big Benta, a Pinoy e-commerce site made for you. Enjoy hassle-free shopping with multiple payment options available. May local support din, ready to assist. So you can enjoy peace of mind when you shop. Visit our website to check different product offerings. Get anything you want. And avail everything you need in just one click. Big Benta, Pinoy e-commerce, made for you. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local, visit local, go local. May items ka na gustong ibenta? Or planning to buy something specific? Visit PinoyAds.ph, a free online classified ads na available to all. Post an ad para sa item that you want to sell. Or browse through the listing to find out what you're looking for. Connect with the community to explore, discover, buy and sell. Be the boss of every transaction sa PinoyAds.ph. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local, visit local, go local. Para enjoy ang pakikinig sa V81 Radio kahit saan. We are now on your Amazon Echo devices. Just say, Alexa, play V81 Radio at i-enjoy ang inyong mga paboritong Pinoy music 24/7. Sabihin lang, Alexa, play V81 Radio. Now back to Beauty in a Box, only here on V81 Radio, South Manila.
And we're back here on Beauty in a Box. Hello again to our viewers. And for those who just tuned in, this is an online show that takes you to all corners of beauty and lifestyle. And I'm your host, Aliya Ambray. And with me today are creatives and online personalities. We have Maki Santos and Samm Alvero.
Hi, we're back.
Long time.
Long time no see. Parang long time, no? So, kanina, as I've mentioned, we will now be delving into your tips and tricks for being camera ready. So, I wonder mga routines and products, yung mga setups naman that you guys use to look your best and freshest in front of the camera. Kasi, importante rin ngayon yan. Of course, may mga, ano tayo ngayon, #aesthetic. Di ba, mga aesthetic? So, ano ba yung mga pre-camera ready rituals and routines yun? So, what are your go-to parang hair, makeup, looks, and beauty products that you have? I love the highlight na glowy kayo
Oo
ngayon.
nga eh.
Pero
Highlight.
hindi nga ako nag-makeup today. Charot. Yeah, guys, natural lang to. Joke lang.
For me, my go-to products, for my hair, as you can see, curly hair ako. So it's important to put product talaga. Because unlike people with straight hair, it's easier, I guess. Kasi you just comb it, okay na siya. But for people with curly, oh my gosh. But with people with curly hair, it's impossible. Like, you have to put products. So this is what I put. Wow, may dala akong products.
Wow.
I'm in my room kasi. It's near me. So this one is the it's a curl defining milk. So I put it para my curls are tamed. Alam mo yun? Kasi oh my God, afro nape.
Naka-soft ka, Maki? Naka-soft or something?
Yeah, as in, it makes sure that the curls are intact. Ganyan. So I didn't curl my hair. Natural lang to. Like, I just...
Girl.
Ayan.
Curl. To run the world, curls.
And, for my foundation naman, I use Makeup Forever talaga. Kasi
Yes.
this one is really very, talaga, very for performers, if you're on stage, if you're gonna be shown on camera. Kasi talagang it matches it looks natural lang. Parang walang makeup yung vibe.
Yes.
And then, I also make sure that my skin is nice kasi sometimes when I live stream, my viewers know this, I don't really put full makeup na. Like usually I just do eyebrows, blush, and then lips kasi chill lang naman eh. So I don't have to do full makeup talaga.
Yeah.
But important that I take care of my skin or else pangit, diba? Like it's gonna focus
I agree.
And then lastly, for my setup, I have a ring light because I live stream at night. So it's important talaga that I have a ring light or else it's gonna be too dark. And then I fix rin my background to make sure that it's presentable. Ayun.
So, yun yung mga go-to mo, no? Mga tips ni Ate Maki to look.
Yes.
How about you, Sam? Ano yung mga, like, what are your go-to beauty products? Kasi, of course, you're always live din like Maki for now.
Joke. Yeah, but I agree with Maki. Like, skincare is super important because if you don't take care of your skin, then you put makeup on top, then it's super gonna be
Oo.
parang cakey, tapos it's not gonna look
Yes.
as good as you want it to look. So you really taking care of your skin. I would recommend any like Korean brand. Kasi diba, right now, like yung mga glass skin, whatever, they really
Nila talaga.
Dude, they really got it down na talaga, skincare. As in, alam nila yun. Like, they really have it. So, I would recommend that. So, skincare is super important. When it comes to makeup naman, like for my foundation, I use Fenty Beauty because they have like a really big range of colors. And I'm morena. So, sometimes it's really hard for me to find a shade that matches my skin. And yeah, so I use that. And then I love makeup kasi. Like, I just taught myself makeup in high school through YouTube. Girl. Yeah, so super like, it's really trial and error for everyone who's watching. It's intimidated by makeup or anything. You just really have to try it. Once again, just take the risk. Wow.
Yeah.
But really, yeah.
Yes.
Because it can be intimidating to learn how to put makeup on, but it's really a life skill. And I promise you, you're going to save so much money because you won't have to hire like a makeup
That's true.
artist and some hair. Yeah, you really don't have to. So once you learn, you can just, all the resources are free. Just go to YouTube and then type everything and you will learn.
Andyan na. Marami ng mga,
Oh.
dami ng
Diba?
mga tutorials online. So, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. You'll find it there. And then for hair naman, I only have like 2 moods. It's either beach waves. It's either beach wave or like a middle part bun ponytail. Ganyan. Those are my 2 moods. So pag curl,
Yung mga
that means
mo.
madami talaga akong effort. As in, I really was like, okay, I'm gonna curl my hair today. But most of the time, I really just wear like a bun. Because I don't know, I think it looks good. Wow!
Yes.
Idol ko kasi si Dua Lipa. Thank you. But yeah, and it's also really hot. So like, yeah. And then for my setup naman at home, I have a ring light. I also have a mic kasi we do a podcast. So for videos and also audio, so our voices are clear and stuff like that, I have a mic din naman. But this is just lately because of the quarantine and all, working from home. So yeah.
Yes. So, yan yung mga setup. Kasi, of course, may mga aspiring natin dyan. How do you look fresh? How important ba yung mga lighting? Kasi, also, I want to bring up, kasi not everyone can afford a ring light also, diba? So, I think, for those who are aspiring also, what do you think, like, natural light? Pwede rin ba yun? Diba?
Natural light. Yes, it's the best light.
Best
I
light.
swear.
Or
Especially
sometimes if you're doing it at night and there's no sunlight, I feel like a lamp will work also. I have a lamp near me, so I feel like as long as merong light source that's good and it's not dark. Because sometimes when it's dark, parang it becomes pixelized or something. So you always have to make sure that lighting is good.
Yeah. So, resourceful ka na lang, no? Parang, you don't have to be bougie when it comes to setup. So now let's just say hi to some of our viewers here. We have Fevy Rojas, who's a Maki Zobian.
Hi.
Hi to our Maki Zobian Fevy Rojas. And we also have Lichelle Buenaflor, Maki Santos. And then we also have Goro Chan and some of our friends watching just to say hi. Mutya, I love the way you host. Thank you so much. And I love our guest today also. Guests really help you with how you host din eh. Parang conversational talaga tayo dito eh. And we have Perla Aropo. Bravo, Evet, to your pamangkin. So yung pamangkin po dito ni Bravo, Evet. Gracie Valenzuela, hi po, Tita Gracie, and Rain De La Cruz, watching here in Toronto. Wow, ang cute. Mike and Paulette, hello guys. And we have watching from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We have and Justin. Hi,
Hi
guys. And for our other people, thank you talaga for tuning in, no? So, okay. Right now, since we talked about it, mag-game naman tayo ng konti. Okay.
Yes.
Medyo
I'm scared.
tayo.
Me also. Questions.
I know, right?
Sa viewers natin, they don't know my question. So, kasi previously, I had an episode where I had this segment na spill the tea, question and answer. So, our mechanics lang dito is, I'll ask a question and you have the option to answer it Pero point system basis lang tayo dito.
Oh my God.
Answer, they 1 point. Pag wala, wala. Walang point. So, we only have like a few questions lang. So, let's start our game. Para sa ating first question. Ito. Minsan lang kasi tayo tanongin ng mga ganito. So, ito na. Ika-clear ko talaga ng mga questions. So, first, a question is for Sam. Sam, who is your favorite co-host or co-VJ in Mix? Pick one only, top one.
One only? That's hard.
Hala ka, Sam.
I'll answer it though. So my favorite in right now on the top of my head would be VJ Anton because we're very, very close. And the moment that we met, parang we already like super vibed and all. So it's easiest for me, I guess, because we're kind of the same. We're same eh. So he's my favorite, quote-unquote favorite.
Favorite. So, siya yung pinaka-vibe mo, si VJ Anton. Gusto ko may reason din siya. Kasi ganito.
Yeah, just disclaimer. But I love all of them. They're all my favorite.
Game lang naman to. Walang personal.
Yeah.
So for Maki, who is your favorite brand? What is your favorite brand na live stream partner? One lang. Pinaka-favorite.
Oh my gosh. Okay, maybe the one last night. It was Belagrita's restaurant. Oh my gosh, they sent me so much food. And sobrang sarap, and they're so easy to work with. Like, they just gave me like the products, and then they gave me all the freedom. And I love brands that allow me to express myself and to be creative. So I think that, and plus na rin na sobrang sarap. I was already, before starting my live stream, sabi ko, I'm full. Pero, oh my God, ang dami kong nakain kasi super sarap. So, I really vouch for that.
So yun yung brand na pinaka-favorite mo while their partners live stream. Sige. Next question. So we both get 1 point.
Go.
So next, what is your biggest pet peeve when working with clients or interviewing people? For Sam, VJ Sam, biggest pet peeve when interviewing people. Go. As a VJ. Pet peeve mo.
Pet peeve, I guess if hindi sila ma-share. Kasi it's hard. Like what you said, it's hard to, when you interview someone, tapos mga one line or one word lang or 2 words lang yung sasabihin nila. You're just like, no, oh my God, di ako prepared for this. Diba? You prepare so much, you have so many questions, and then they answer you with one, so you're just like, So yeah, that would be my pet peeve, I guess.
So how do you, parang, paano ba siya parang nakikerry pa rin yung conversation?
Yeah.
Parang,
luckily naman, I'm madaldal, so I'll find a way to talk about like, what do you mean? For example, if it's no, it's like, why do you think so? Ganyan. I try to push more out of that one answer.
First, CK Maki, biggest pet peeve when working with clients as a PR executive.
Clients, OMG! No, but I feel like the basic lang din na parang if example, we say like, is there, how do you want us to do it? Then they say na parang anything. And then when you submit it, tapos na, they send something na parang, do it this way. Yeah. That one is like my hate is kasi I already asked you paano, and then you did not tell me. And then now that it's done, I have to do it again. So basically yun lang. But in all honesty, our clients so far, they're super nice, as in very easy to work with. And ayun, I think the other thing lang din is pag late yung reply, tapos urgent. I think that's for everyone naman, but it's something very missable. So okay lang yan.
Okay, ayun. So I love that. Totoo naman talaga yung mga pet peeve na binigyan mo na lang dito. But as Maki said, love naman yung lahat ng clients. So
yeah.
Yes.
Peace lang tayo dito. So next question. Who is your online personality crush? Sino ang online personality crush?
Do I have a crush?
I don't have one. My boyfriend.
Yes.
He's an online personality.
Wala yata akong crush. I have a crush on oh my God, Robbie Domingo has been my crush my whole life.
Girl, I'm gonna see him in like 30 minutes.
I love him. Wow. Family friends din kasi. So like growing up, I always saw parang he was always there. And then, like, as we grew older, parang gumwapo siya ng gumwapo. So I'm like, guwapo ka. I don't know. I'm not
Chinito.
I'm not judging. He's just like a kuya to me. So I'm like, when it's like your brother, you're just like, ah. But I love Robbie. Madaming may crush dyan. So I get it. I understand.
And matalino pa. We
Yeah,
like
he's smart. He's guapo. Yeah, he's
Diba?
a good host.
Guys,
Oo.
guys, ito talaga yung nakaka-crush siya sa mga girls dyan.
That's true.
How about you, Sam? How about wala kang online personality crush? Okay, fine. Aside from your boyfriend.
Celebrity. Kapag celebrity crush, I don't really have an online personality crush.
Yeah, fine. Celebrity
Si
crush.
Jericho Rosales. Wow! Sobrang gwapo niya and sobrang kenkoy niya. That's why I really love him. Yeah. And he got even more guapo. Before he was already guapo. And then now, yung mga Instagram posts niya na parang dance moves. Grabe. Ang cute niya. So I love him.
Okay, so next was natin mga crushes nila. So next natin is love or career.
Oh, that's hard.
Mata ni Maki. Hala, si Sam! Nako po, napa-backseat.
Sam.
I'm like thinking now. Ano ba yan?
Career. Nako,
For me, career. Because love's just gonna follow. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, same na rin ako.
Diba?
Pero I think yeah, at this point in my life, I'm very young at 23, so I really have to focus on myself then. My boyfriend knows that naman eh. Focus on myself. My career is very, very important to me. And yun nga, like what Maki said, love will just follow din naman eh.
Ganyan talaga. So, sorry sa mga viewers natin kung taken po si VJ Sam.
Yeah, I'm not sorry. Joke.
Sorry, not sorry. si Ate Maki po.
Open.
Open siya. May mga parang Robbie, may mga visual Robbie alike.
If you're like Robbie, smart, handsome, send your resume.
Resume. So you can check DM me on my Instagram.
Email.
Pwede rin.
I'm serious.
I love it. So next question is, mahal mo o mahal ka?
Mahal ka.
For you, mahal ka.
Yeah, mahal ka.
Why?
Kasi it's hard naman if you love someone then they don't love you back. I mean,
So you're the type of parang you'd rather like someone who loves you talaga more.
yeah, as in loves me more. Kasi I'm hard to deal with then eh. Pero I love easily. Wow! May ganun. Yeah. Yeah, so for everyone naman, I love everyone. I mean, yeah, I'm super nice then. So like, yeah, I feel like mahal ka.
Mahal ka. Ikaw, Maki.
Mahal ka also. Because I feel like very loving ako. So parang it's easier to learn to love someone than to make someone love you. Diba?
You know that.
Like, it's so hard. Parang, can you love me? Huh?
Yeah.
Girl!
What?
I love
I love you.
Yeah.
So yun, okay. So mahal ka. Ako din. Same. Oh, wow. Totoo yan. I think we all have the same answer on that. Na parang, kasi I think we have the same personality in terms of like, it's easy to love someone.
Yeah.
Diba? Ang sarap kaya sarap kaya to love people. Diba? Oh, okay, next question. What was your most embarrassing moment during a live stream and paano ka bumawi? Most embarrassing.
I guess in live streaming. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go.
Wow. Naghiyaan pa. When I live stream, I think the most embarrassing yung oh my God, when I get disconnected. Oh my Lord. Oh my God. As in, it's terrible. Like it was the type that there was just this one day my internet was so bad and it has never happened before. I got disconnected 4 times, guys. I've already resumed wala, and then 4 times. It's so embarrassing. And how I got back from it, basically, like, I can't, parang there's nothing else because it's already done already. So I just, of course, apologized and made sure na the next time, hindi na mangyayari. So now, before I live stream, I always check now what my speed is of my internet. I never really have a problem naman, pero just paranoid that it's gonna happen again. Because it's
Oo.
really embarrassing when that happens. Like,
Oo.
sometimes naman the viewers don't mind to just go back.
Yeah.
Pero, di ba, parang you lose your momentum rin because you have to go back again and then like explain what you're doing, what you're talking about. So yon, that's my most embarrassing moment and I never want that to happen again.
Sana hindi mo-
Yeah.
How
Lag
about
is hard.
How about
For
you?
me, I mean, it hasn't happened on a live stream, but one of the most embarrassing in general is mispronouncing someone's name, especially if you're interviewing them. They're your guest. And then they correct you while the interview is happening. You're just like, I'm just like, oh my God. Diba? And then sometimes kasi when I make a mistake, my brain will black out. Kasi it's like, oh my God, I can't
You're gonna
believe
get
it.
rattled na.
Yeah. Because especially with
Embarrassing
something,
na eh.
yeah, and it's so basic like someone's name, diba? Like, kasi some people really do have names na, for example, you think it's pronounced this way, but then they pronounce it a different way. So sometimes talaga, I will really research just how to pronounce someone's name. As in, I will look for interviews of this person just to see how these people pronounce their name. But it's happened to me already, siguro mga twice na. But then the way I came back naman was just like, oh, I owned up to it, syempre. I'd be like, oh, like, I apologize for that, ganyan, ganyan. So it's super, I mean, you just have to admit then when you're wrong. Eh. Sometimes you just take it and you learn. So yeah.
Ayan. So I love it na parang, I love how you're both game lang sa game na to, no? Yung spill the
Yes.
sagot lang sagot, so you both get yung
Yeah.
complete 5 points.
Yay!
So, kaya kayo, ano kaya yung sa points na to, no? So, sabi point system, sabi na, ano kaya to? Ano na lang kaya yung prize nito, bragging rights?
Bragging rights.
Yeah.
No, kasi, yung staple kasi, that's exactly our moral lesson for this episode eh. Mga hashtag risk takers, si DJ Sam and host Maki, diba? So, okay, so before we officially end, maybe there are some final words you would want to say to our viewers. Yeah. Okay.
You gotta prepare. Charot.
Final words. If you want to start your journey online as a vlogger, live streamer, or even just posting on your social media, don't be afraid to do it. Just always make sure that you stay consistent and that you're true to yourself, because as what we keep saying over and over, like, only when you really show people who you really are, mawiwili sila sa personality mo and they're really gonna support you. So, yon, that's the tip. And also, I just want to thank all those people that really support what I do. Because honestly, like, for me personally, I think it's, diba, like, it's draining to keep watching someone every day. Paulit-ulit. Like, diba? And it's not even just like a 30-minute thing. It's an hour or so. And there are people talaga, those supporters that always watch everything, support me in anything. Those here also see they're watching, supporting everywhere. So I'm really so thankful for them, because if not for them, I wouldn't be where I am now. So sana, I also pray for everyone's success, everyone who's trying to be to reach their goals there. Just go for it. Kaya nyo yan. Keep practicing. Don't stop, because you, in God's perfect time, you'll get to where you want to be talaga.
Yeah.
Maki, nice. Oh, I love that. How about you, Sam? Your final word.
My final words to everyone is, yeah, I think my biggest advice would just to start, really. I know it's hard. It can be scary because, you're very overwhelmed and intimidated by the thought of starting something. But once you start, you'll see na once you keep at it, you stay consistent and you just really keep doing what you're doing. You're going to find, your own rhythm and your own way of doing things. It doesn't necessarily have to be how other people do it or, how you see them, but it's really just you putting yourself out there and really starting and taking the risk to actually put yourself out there. And also, yeah, like what I always keep saying is just always be true to yourself. It's gonna be tiring kasi if you don't be
Yes.
yourself consistently. Nakakapagod siya, you guys. And eventually, people will see right through it. And, one little slip up talaga, everyone will see. So, with that, you really have to remember to always be honest, not just with your audience, but with yourself din naman. Now, with everything that you put out there, you have to be honest and also responsible. Especially now with the internet, there's so many people on the internet. You have to be responsible and respectful of everyone and everything, and also of yourself. So, yeah. Yan.
Thank you guys for the advice and tips today, no? And really, like parang there's so much, my best friend even watched this Cash, probably going to watch this over and over. Super love this episode. So much learning and promotion of self-love and great work ethic. Because actually, ganyan yung parang siguro summary ng episode natin, no? Yung the way she phrased it. Maganda. Like, this is a nice episode to rewatch for those people who are really like hesitant to be themselves online. So, ayan, thank you again so much, Sam and Maki, for joining me in
Thank
today's
you for having
episode
us.
na Host Your Confidence. Nga, no? And I hope you enjoyed your time here with us on V81 Radio South Manila Station. And I hope our viewers too, mukha naman talaga. Like, we are very engaging with our audience today. So, I hope you both keep up the creativity and confidence you both execute online, and especially in the online sphere. You truly serve as inspirations to many people and of our generation today. So, you guys can follow them on their social media if you want to continue seeing them, how they're doing, and stay posted for their creative gigs. So you can follow Sam on her Instagram at Samm Alvero and Maki at Maki Santos _ Diba? So I hope you guys enjoyed. Okay, so I'd like to thank today's partner. We have Creations by Wena, because you can have yourself a merry tummy with their ube pandesal with cheese and brownie bark, because it's always a good idea if it's made by Wena. You may visit them on their Instagram page at by.wena. And to all our viewers tuned in with us, I'm so grateful na you're with me every Saturday, especially yung mga lagi nanonood sa akin, supporting, sharing the show, my family, my friends. I know each one of you watching, and I really appreciate all of you, no? So thank you. And to our new viewers today, I hope you enjoyed with us with our episode, and thank you so much for watching this week's episode. Don't forget to like our Facebook pages, V81 Radio South Manila and Beauty in a Box Facebook pages. I hope you continue to stay safe, and always remember to unbox your beauty in a box with me, Aliya Ambray, and I'll see you next Saturday only here at V81 Radio South Manila.
An online program that takes you to all corners of beauty and lifestyle. This is Beauty in a Box, providing insights on how beauty and lifestyle of all kinds will be of help to everyone, may it be in their professional or personal lives, by improving one's confidence. Beauty in a Box, every Saturday, 1 p.m. Philippine time, hosted by certified makeup artist and beauty enthusiast Aliya Ambray. Beauty in a Box, only here on V81 Radio, South Manila. Tunog Pinoy, Tatak Pinoy, the future of radio. This is your all hits, all Pinoy internet radio station. This is V81 Radio Worldwide.
Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan.